welcome to the Upstate Streamcast. What's up, guys?
What's up, guys? Chilling, man. Chilling.
Yeah.
In a new environment.
Yeah, we decided to take a little bit of a jump over to a new gym today at Brits Brothers here in Greenville.
Yeah.
I personally train here a good bit in the mornings just because of how close it is to the store.
Sure.
Super close. You can drive over here.
Yeah, no, seriously, like back there at the airport.
And it's right off of Haywood, right? That was Airport Road we crossed over?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So just through the airport, very, very, very convenient.
Yeah.
But we didn't really come into this with much of a topic list today.
And it feels like they're a trend each week, and then we just
but it
pick
turns
a
into something
direction.
good.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
any ideas? Any suggestions?
Yeah.
What has helped you improve your lift over the past weeks? We were talking about right before we started. Last night's sleep was awful for both of us.
Yep.
And I know we have been talking about when Brian was around, Brian Keith of Miami, how important sleep is. And I think if I were to be able to bottle one thing and take it over the counter, it would be sleep.
Yeah,
sure.
I
That
wish.
would be.
If they could somehow supplement that,
Yeah.
you'd be a billionaire.
I know,
Come on,
man. I know.
We're gonna be-
Right, I know. I'm like, I wish.
Do it for
I
us,
know it,
man.
man. And the
Make
problem
it
is with most sleep aids, like they're going to leave you feeling groggy, and they actually restrict your REM sleep.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, what are we doing?
Yeah.
No, I was telling him, I feel like when I do not get sleep, not only physically, but mentally, I just feel like dumber. My response time's slower.
Yep.
The critical thinking skills.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait a minute, do I
Everything
pick up the
becomes
box?
trivial.
And I know, man. And like, as much as I have to talk to people every day, like I feel bad about it. I'm like, I shouldn't have responded like that. Like my brain's just not.
I'm gonna apologize for everything that I'm about to say
God,
because I am not on my game. No, 100%.
But yeah,
I started taking what are they? CBD gummies recently. I tried those. Maybe. I don't know, man. I ate like 3 or 4, and I was just like, I feel kind of sleepy, But it's like Delta 8. I'm pretty sure it's a decent amount of THC in these.
Delta
right?
8 is THC, actually.
Yeah, it's a synthetic.
So
it's
how
human.
are they
It's
allowed
actually
to
not
serve
synthetic
this
either.
in South
Yeah.
Carolina?
Derivative of what?
Right.
So how are they allowed to sell this in South Carolina? There's literally a shop on the
Loopholes,
website.
baby.
I guess. Right?
So so there was a federal farm act of 2018 that allowed the use of what we call exogenous or exotic cannabinoids.
Okay.
Well, so Delta 8 is 1 carbon off from Delta 9, which is the main THC that we all know.
Okay, yeah.
So it's still THC, it's just legal.
Interesting.
And the only reason I know so much about this is we could sell it. We've been approached by a lot of different companies, but I just kind of held off. I'm like, I don't want to be selling an intoxicant to people. But if it actually helps people, then we might.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but it works.
It definitely works.
Get you stoned.
What made you stay away from selling CBD and other type products in your store?
Well, we sell CBD.
You sell CBD,
and only
but not
because,
Delta 8.
Not Delta 8, because it does. First of all, if you are drug tested, you will fail.
Oh, you will fail.
Yeah, because it's still THC.
I know
so
we
the
drug
same
test
test.
me.
Yeah, right. CBD though, we're very careful about how we recommend that because I've heard so many people say cancer, pain.
Oh God, yeah.
Depression, ADD.
No.
There's only 2 things that I know scientifically it can help with: social anxiety. There's an FDA-approved trial on it for that.
Really?
Okay.
And then there's also a sleep study done on it. Now it's only about 67% of people though.
And this is
that
for CBD.
Yep.
Oh, okay, interesting. Because nothing made me more paranoid when I used to smoke pot than trying to go out in public.
Oh, I hate it.
Yeah,
Exactly. That's why I cannot
social
do it
anxiety
during
up
the
the
day.
ass.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so that's the complete opposite. All right, well, good to know. Okay,
So,
interesting. All
yeah,
right,
CBD
all
is the good one.
Yeah.
THC will induce the social anxiety if you're prone to that.
Yeah, for
So,
sure. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, sleep stuff's
Like everybody knows. Nobody knows.
Well, my go-to
exactly.
thought
Nobody
is generally melatonin as a sleep aid. Or what other alternatives are there?
So melatonin, it's a hormone, right?
Yeah,
and
right.
It tells your body, hey, it's time to get tired now.
Right.
So it's really mostly beneficial if you are traveling a lot and you have jet lag to re-regulate your body's sleep cycle.
Oh, interesting.
So if you're using it long term, you might run into some issues there. I'd say the best one that we have naturally is it's an amino acid called glycine.
Glycine?
Glycine, yeah. So glycine.
I had no idea that had anything to do with sleep.
Yeah, so glycine actually at small doses is kind of excitatory. It can give you energy.
Okay.
But at doses 3 grams or more, we see an improvement not just in sleep, but your quality of sleep.
So, like,
I'm so hyped to sleep.
Right. Well, so your basically your REM cycles are extended.
Okay.
Instead of knocking you out, the sleep that you do get will be better quality, basically.
Oh, okay. But would you take this as like a sleep supplement? So, like, let's say it's an hour before bed. Would you take 3 to 5 grams?
I would.
Just for
Yep. And actually, any good formula these days on the market, like in the supplement world, should already have it in there.
Okay.
If it doesn't, I'm kind of skeptical.
Yeah.
So,
I also take like magnesium before bed too.
That's a great
which
idea.
I've heard can also make you kind of sleepy and stuff like that.
Most people are deficient in magnesium.
Sure.
And so that's responsible for nerve function, muscular contractions,
Nice.
like restfulness.
Okay.
If you optimize that, you're good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why
Yeah.
ZMA ZMA got so popular, man.
Yeah,
you guys remember ZMA? It was
I remember ZMA and ZLA. Wasn't that one as well?
CLA.
CLA. Okay.
Yeah,
there's too many acronyms.
CLA is bogus, but ZMA, when they first came out with it, you would have thought it's growth hormone, like anabolic mineral.
Of course.
But
yeah, you can twist words to just make it sound like it's way more effective and intense than what it is.
So why aren't all these things in one thing for me to take? Then
I got that.
I
got that, baby. We got you covered.
Nice.
Let's go. But the downside is, you have all the good, you get the bad along with it. You get some sedatory or some sedative-like ingredients in there. Okay. So if you're prone to feeling kind of hungover after taking a sleep aid, you have to be careful. And I'm one of those guys. Like, I'm going through it right now. I had to take some ZQL last night, and I'm still feeling like draggy.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah,
so,
it's really weird.
See, that's what I don't. It's not so much that I want the get me to sleep and go to sleep. I want to wake up like there's birds chirping outside. That shit. I want to wake up refreshed.
I would. And I think
is that possible?
It is, but I think I blame our society and its caffeine dependence.
Oh God, which I am an
right? Yeah. Because I think that creates the cycle of, even if you do get up well rested, your day's not going until you have that coffee, caffeine.
Yeah.
So it's like
it's almost placebo. I'll look at a cup of coffee and already start kind of feeling better.
Yeah, exactly.
The smell of it, dude. It's coming. Right?
Yeah.
And that's addiction, right?
Like, it is.
You see that thing and your body is like,
right.
Yeah. It could literally taste like dog turds, and I'd probably be like, yes, this is caffeine.
Actually, a cast with Joe Rogan, he had somebody on like a few months ago, and they tried to quit caffeine for like 3 weeks.
Okay.
They were talking about like the withdrawals of it are like as bad as like a cocaine or a meth would be.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm not coming off of it.
Yeah,
Don't have to worry about that issue.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Sleep, I think, is maybe outside of our training.
Yeah.
Have y'all done anything in training that is like, you're like, yeah, that thing has really helped my whatever, or helped my grow, or something like that?
Go ahead. I would say for me, focusing on like isotonic contraction at the end of the movement for like muscle building.
Okay.
I guess for years I've gotten caught in the same rut of just doing the reps, just bang them out.
Sure.
Well, I trained with my friend Ranson this weekend, and he was forcing me to hold at the end of the movement.
Sure.
And when I say the amount of soreness, fatigue, and pump that I generated from that, I don't have the data on the volume, compared like time under tension, whatever, but I think it helped. So as far as for my own ability to contract,
So put some blood into the muscle, get you that good pump.
Yeah,
but
so I know you guys
talking about during the workout. You're saying
anything. The example for me has always been bench press was suffering, overhead press sucked. I added dips.
Yeah.
And I was really, because this was coming off the motorcycle accident on this shoulder where it tore up the AC joint.
Yeah.
And I think I was always really fearful of like, okay, I don't want to overload this shoulder, this joint too much. I want to be really careful on it. Finally decided to start doing dips, and something blew up on my overhead press, my bench press, everything. And I think it was just, you think about like, I was fearful of not training that intensely, and I think dips were a good amount of stability, that calisthenic kind of training, adding a little bit more body weight strength, how to move myself in that joint a little bit better. And so the fear inhibited me from really kind of pushing myself there. And then I added that in, and then the link just got a lot stronger, particularly working kind of that deep range of motion after scar tissue had built up in here, opening that back up. And I mean, it blew up my bench press.
Yeah.
So that was the thing that I think, and of course over about a 16-week period that did it. But anything like that. I mean, you like,
training,
if you aren't doing dips, put dips.
Do dips.
Yeah.
Everybody's
that's what I'm saying. Like more dips, everybody. More dips.
Hanging them out.
Look, I do dips. I think I've been doing a lot of like.
You're like the king of variety,
movements.
man. Like you're always doing something different.
Trying to find different stuff, just stuff that works for me, and then I guess the people that obviously that I coach. But lately, I've been doing a lot of like Copenhagen planks, either adduction or just isometric, so just holding that position.
I see more people around the gym doing them. I think they're following your lead.
Side plank with like abductions, actually opening the gate. That seems to be really helpful for me as well. And then 90-90 transitions, just anything that I can do to manipulate and move my hips in under my own control, right? Because like my sumo has gotten a lot better more recently. I feel like I'm more stable. I'm able to hold a position longer. Squatting for the longest time just did did not feel natural. I don't care what I did, it just didn't feel natural. It sucks because I used to love squatting. It used to be my fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like when we met, I just squat was the thing
dude.
that I did, right? But like my bench continues to rise, my deadlift continues to rise, but my squat just continues to just like hold me back. And I don't know if it could be a little bit of fear, but I think with all the hip stuff that I've been doing, depth has been getting there easier. I feel safer. I feel stronger in the bottom of the hole and stuff like that. So, you know, could it be a little bit of placebo? Absolutely. You know, but I love priming myself with anything that's going to strengthen my adductors along with my abductors. Because I think for powerlifters, like we're so notorious for thinking wide knees, wide knees. So we beat to hell these abductors and these glute muscles to try to get an open gate. But then if the abductor isn't helping you to stabilize, you're not holding that position right. You know, I see guys stretching their inner thighs all the time, especially for sumo, right? Get wider. It's just like, well, to a degree, right? But if you're not strong in that position, that's only going to help so much. So I love the Copenhagen planks. It's probably my all-time favorite right now, at least for the inner thigh muscles. Personally.
No, it sounds
So building strength under your own control. I really like, and I think that's kind of maybe the play that calisthenics has, and strength building, bodybuilding is like being able to control your own body without the influence of outside weight. It creates stability. And then to talk to your point, like we spend so much time, whether you're a bodybuilder or a power lifter, like if someone were to think about, nothing but triceps, your elbow's going to start hurting because your biceps can't balance out the strength. And if we're thinking here nothing but abduction, you're not balancing the adduction of it. And you, as a complete picture, aren't going to get stronger.
I've heard of like groups of powerlifters who think that like bicep curls are like just not important at all. Like, that's a really easy way to tear a bicep.
Exactly. I'm like, it's nothing else.
Reverse grip.
Strengthen your biceps tendon. Like, please. Like, this is good for you.
I see every week a strongman somewhere has torn a bicep.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a normal thing, you know. But
did you guys hear about Gary?
Did he tear
it? He did tear a tricep. Can't say how it happened, but he did. Unfortunately, it's in the opposite elbow that he just had surgery.
Oh God, dude.
Yeah, I thought squat to Gary. I'm sure he'll be back in no time. He's one of those guys that
he
will take it and he'll put your squat like tongue.
Right.
Yeah. You know? I love Gary. He's always so positive.
He is. He is.
Gary biceps.
Yeah. He lost a toe, and he was just like, shit happens.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you did.
Dude, that was so crazy.
The center block came out of nowhere.
Like no expression. He was just sitting there after dropping a 100-pound stone on his toe. And I was like, you all right? And he finally took the shoe off. And
God, I can't stand that. That's like the worst. That's the worst thing.
Makes my foot hurt.
Yeah. So, but anyway, we're at Brits Brothers, so I figured we should mention, you know, I guess
absolutely.
what they do. They are a coalition gym.
Yes.
Actually, Ali, I approached him second after you guys, and he's super on board.
Super friendly guy.
You know, great dude, great family.
He's been in the Greenville area like how long? He's had a gym for 20 plus years,
for a good long time.
So he's been in this community for a long time, right? They've got literally a little bit of everything. Everything from powerlifting to bodybuilding, everything in between, strongman equipment. They got some dogs and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can do literally everything.
Because I know Gary comes over here. Gary and Christy do a bit. Yeah. So
it's air conditioned. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, it is very nice. It's a great spot to be. A lot of the equipment's different. You know, I don't ever see the heavy muscle or whatever it is, like machines anywhere else.
I was gonna say
I'd never seen it before coming here. So,
so super nice, and everything was because they moved locations, right? And this is new equipment for this gym.
Yeah, they kept a few of the gyms and stuff like that, like their mono and stuff.
Yep.
Kind of powerlifting
out to a lot.
Yeah,
a lot of new stuff, man. It's cool. It's very cool.
I remember when he was moving because unfortunately I was part of the crew that had to help move some stuff to Iron House.
What you get for being strong, man.
Well, Lisa at Iron House, she bought a bunch of it. And I was like, well, okay. That was a fun day.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Back and forth.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna eat extra carbs tonight.
Yeah, exactly. On top of my already 1,000 carbs a day or whatever.
So that's a good question. So I've been tracking my food for a year now, exactly a year, right? I've learned lots of things in that time. One, guessing I'm never even fucking close, right? So anybody who, I used to think that I was eating a decent amount of protein. There was many days that I wasn't even close. There'd be days I'm just like, I probably got a lot of protein. It's like 150. I'm like,
oh, geez.
Really?
I got 100 to finish with for the day. Just thinking that certain foods had more proteins than they did, right? And then I was almost always going over my fat, like by a landslide. Like there was one I was tracking for a couple weeks before I actually started changing up my macros. Dude, I had a couple of days where I was having 200 grams of fat.
Lord. Lord have mercy. Dude, that's
keto, baby.
Keto,
That's right.
yeah, dude.
Not intentional at all, but it also kind of made sense for my energy. My energy kind of sucked for a long time. I didn't get it, but I figured out that my fats were incredibly high and my carbs were incredibly low.
Yeah.
In where they probably should have been best, right? So I found a happy place now. I'm like 350-ish grams of carbs a day, and right around like 100, 120 grams of fat is much, much better for me. Even a little less than 100.
Yeah.
But my energy level is so much better. My workouts go so much better. I last longer in the workout instead of fatiguing early. So anybody that does the keto thing, man, I'm impressed. If they try to work out on a regular, like I got one client, man. She is all about the keto. She is strong as hell.
Yeah.
But I don't know how she does it.
Everybody's different.
I always tell people, if you can sustain it long term, then it's the diet for you.
Yeah, good for you.
Most people can't.
Yeah. So what about you guys? So bringing up so you help these people do this stuff, right? It just made me think. Sometimes I like to think that I've earned extra calories. Do you guys equate your exercise routine as part of the calories reserved, or do you add extra calories if you say, oh, I had a really long workout and I happen to do this other really vigorous activity that was totally unplanned? Would you add extra calories to that day, or would you just stay the same and just let it all kind of balance itself? If you lost a pound, or if you didn't, whatever.
Yeah. If I'm cutting, personally, I keep things stable.
Okay.
Right? Because I'm in the camp that's like, I want stability across the board.
Sure.
I'm not really the guy that's like, okay, refeed day here, more carbs here. What I've seen working with people doing that is it develops an unhealthy relationship with food. They start, and that's just bodybuilders, right?
Sure. Yeah.
So they start to see it as, okay, if I do this good, I'm going to reward myself at the end of it. Which is great. You deserve a reward.
Sure.
But if that turns into a restrict, binge kind of cycle, you need to stay away from it. So I always like to keep things stable. But now if I'm bulking, man, I'm just going to eat.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
As long as I get over 3,000 calories and over 200 plus protein, I'm good.
Okay.
So,
Right on. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Like that relaxed kind of approach to it for sure.
Right.
Yeah. What about you, Logan?
Same page. First depends on the goal. If I'm cutting, consistency is always key.
Yeah.
I don't allow exercise. The amount of calories you burn per exercise. How can we track it relatively accurately? And we can't. And there's too many things to track, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
As long as you're consistent on your calorie intake, then
Yeah.
the other metrics, size, weight, the scale, yada yada yada. All those things will determine whether you're going in the right direction.
Sure.
And I don't think endurance is particularly on the top of my concern list while I am cutting as well.
Yeah.
It's more about, am I making the loss? Am I looking better?
Yeah.
And so, no, I wouldn't add more for a day where I had to be more vigorous.
Okay.
I tend to have some, maybe opposite for me, I tend to have some sort of day where it's like, well, I'm not tracking as intently. Usually Sunday we go to my mom, she cooks dinner. I'm not going to turn down her food, right? So,
Yeah, exactly.
And I bank my calories for that meal. In other words, I'll eat very light through the early day, so I can seemingly overeat on my guests a little bit. So if my averages go up a little bit on the week, or then hopefully that'll even out. It'll all kind of even out in the end as long as I'm staying consistent enough long term. So
And when
it all evens out in the end.
Right. And when I say that, I'm speaking in terms of body composition.
Sure.
Exactly.
Now, if we're talking
right,
about CrossFit, powerlifting,
that might be
performance.
Yeah.
That's a different story.
Okay.
But for me, it's always been kind of physique oriented.
Sure.
I just keep it normal.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, there was a couple of workouts. I mean, according to the watch, and again, it could be off a little bit. There was one or two workouts there. It was very like heavy lower body days, very long, drawn out workouts where it's just like you had 1,000 active calories. I'm like,
oh, did I? That's an extra piece of cheesecake.
That's right.
That's a Cheesecake Factory. Here we go.
Dude, it's a slippery slope, man. You start justifying everything. You're just like, well, I had to walk from the car to the mailbox, so that's easily done. Yeah.
I've done that before. That's me at like late night cereal binges.
Oh, dude, I got
and
to
then
with cereal.
I'll wake up and I'll be like, you know what? I had to move this up, 2 flights of stairs today. Carbs.
Yeah, that's right.
Replenish glycogen.
That's right. It's 100 plus degrees out. Oh yeah, I usually burn like twice as many calories.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Speaking of cheesecake real quick, because that just popped in my head.
Yeah, okay.
So, y'all know that one slice of Reese's cheesecake from Cheesecake Factory, guess how many calories it is? One slice. Out of a 12 slice.
450?
1,350.
I was gonna say 1,200. I was like 450 450 calories, bro. You
I
haven't been to
know
cheesecake
what's
in a minute,
slice?
dude.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like
So
half a cake.
Let me lie to myself, okay? Don't ruin this for me. I love cheesecake.
So eating 2 slices is like our maintenance.
It's an entire day. That's insane.
That's insane.
But
how
I mean,
much
there's
is
so many foods and drinks like that.
Right.
Like an average like Starbucks drink and stuff like that. I
Right.
mean, it's astronomical how many calories these people are getting. And these are the same people who are just like, well, I just don't understand why I'm not losing weight. It's just like you can have one drink and that can ruin your day.
I eat healthy.
Yeah.
I eat well.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Let's really look into that.
Yeah.
How much sweet tea are you consuming?
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's insanely
Like, you don't
calories.
even track their
Yeah.
liquids.
Oh,
at
yeah.
all, you know?
Yeah.
Same thing with like fruit juices. And
Oh,
all these, like,
yeah,
all this
yeah.
juicing. I mean,
You gotta
while-
count it.
Right. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, while there's health benefits to it,
Sure.
you know, if you're doing nothing but fruits, it's already sugar. You know,
Yeah.
if you're not accounting for it, then you don't know.
Absolutely, yeah. So this goes back to tracking. Tracking is going to be key. I don't care what diet you're on. If you're not tracking, you're probably not going to be able to hit goals. If this comes to body composition, right? You talked about bulking. And again, you still have to track to a degree. Right? You need to know if you're going to hit that protein goal. And like for me, I don't think until I started actually tracking for a long period of time, until I started realizing how my foods were, you know,
kind of the intermingle. You learn so much from just the intermingle of your macros, micros, and what's on your plate and what that looks.
Yeah.
I mean, and that, you know, it kind of shows your progression as a lifter over time. See how mature you get.
Yeah.
Because it starts out, we're just doing lifting, right?
Yep, right.
Then you start getting into programming, and you're like, wait, nutrition, sleep, lifestyle, all this plays a role.
Yep.
And I think that's just the stage of maturity.
Yeah.
You know, that you go through.
I mean, it's not. I don't think a week goes by that I don't chat with like a 20-some-year-old online. Hey, man, you know, I need some help on the bench press. I don't know what's going on. It's just like, okay, well, you know, it sounds like you're following. They'll throw out like Lane Norton's like program. Like, okay, it's probably pretty good. Okay. Well, you know, how, are you eating enough? Like you made a great post the other day. It's just like when people say like, I think I eat a lot. It's just like, are you eating a lot?
Right.
You know, especially for these hard gainers. It's just like you probably are not eating anywhere near what you actually think you are, or how much you actually probably need. And for some guys, I mean, you need a shit ton of calories. Like it's
especially
absurd.
the young guys.
Yeah.
You know,
dude.
like in that,
Metabolism's just on fire. You know?
yeah.
That was I always loved doing the experiment. The last time we did this was how cheaply can you get the most amount of calories?
Okay.
And Cookout was the best dollar per calorie because you can get like milkshake, you can get a couple quesadillas, a burger, an order of fries, all for under $5.
What?
And it comes out, I think it's 2,800 calories for a meal.
So $5 a day.
$5 you can get 2,800 2,800 in one meal.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you eat all in one sitting,
Yeah,
right? You
yeah.
could split that up, whatever.
Sure.
But that and then Little Caesars, the $5 hot and ready pizzas are the second. I think at 2,600 for a whole pizza.
Yeah.
So my hard gainers, you guys have no excuse, right? Eat more calories.
Well, that's the hard thing. Gabby's got a really hard gainer. I mean, this guy's eating 5,000 plus calories a day. He's
Insane.
115 pounds.
That's
He is just
insane.
his metabolism just
He had his thyroid
fires.
checked.
I mean, he's a younger guy. You know, he's 20-something.
Yeah.
But he also he refuses to go with certain food choices. Like Cookout to him, he's like, no, that's bad. And so Gabby's trying to reframe his mindset. She's like, listen, if you're trying to gain weight, you need to let go of this whole, this is good, this is bad. Like it's calories, it's macros, dude. Like you gotta take a step back. Like, sure, we want you only getting your calories from fried chicken? Probably not.
No,
you know,
exactly.
it's not the best source. You're not gonna feel great. But at the end of the day, it becomes really expensive for him to try to eat.
You
of
get
the
cheap.
good, healthy
Trash
stuff.
is cheap.
Exactly.
I always tell people, you know, food doesn't have an opinion. Food doesn't have morals, right? So it's not good or bad. It's all about fitting assigned to your goals, you know? And so, you know, are we condoning eating dirty all the time? No. But, you know, if you can't get calories in, don't go try doing it from chicken and broccoli. You know? It's going to be damn near impossible.
You're going to be miserable.
There's nutrient-dense food and there's calorie-dense
Exactly.
food. Depending on your goal, you're going to lean to one end of that or not.
Yeah.
It's not good or bad. I hate that good or bad nonsense. You know?
That's unhealthy, right? And I'm like, okay, well, what constitutes that?
Yeah,
Absolutely, Or cleaning,
So-
Can't stand asking that question. Like, I'm always careful not to ask that when I start working with someone new. It's like, so what are your eating habits like? I'm like, I shouldn't ask that.
Yeah,
You know, because it's going to
be.
be, I eat pretty good. I'm like, I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, I don't
I
even
can't
know.
say
What does that mean?
I have some
people like, again, don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Your definition, my definition can be completely different. You know, we were talking about vegans earlier, and their definition of what is healthy and clean doesn't have any sort of like animal protein in it. It's just like, but for us, it's like that's essential.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like the top of our chain for us. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's all perspective.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But anyway, any, I guess, concluding thoughts or ideas?
It's a pretty cool place.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I'm glad we came out here.
I like it.
Thank you, Ali, for having us out.
Yeah,
It was
Ali,
great spot.
thank you, brother.
Great place.
Brits Brothers here off of Airport Road.
Airport Road. Yep. Super
yes.
convenient. And then also for coalition stuff, our friends over at Palmetto State Barbell are opening up this Saturday. They have their grand opening.
Nice.
So I just want to put a shout out there, 11 to
Let's
3
go.
p.m.
Yeah.
TNS is going to be providing prizes and shirts and kind
Hell
of giveaways,
yeah.
so we'll be there.
Cool, man.
But
That's
super
when?
stoked for them. This Saturday.
This Saturday.
Yep,
Okay.
Saturday 11 to 3. They got a bench press competition.
Heck
So
yeah.
Okay.
for men, I think I want to say it's like 185, as many reps as possible.
Oh, okay.
And then women's like either 95 or 105, as many reps as possible.
Cody goes there. He's gonna smoke that stuff.
Yeah.
Cody. I forgot his Cody's last name. Something Jagger online, but Cody. We were in a Core 24 through.
Oh, you're talking about Thick Jagger.
Thick Jagger.
Oh,
No,
that's
it's not
Seth.
Thick
That's
Jagger.
Seth.
That's
Seth,
Seth.
yeah.
Cody. What's Cody's last name? Cody dating Elise. Super nice guy.
Oh, Cody Yeager.
Yeager.
That's
Okay.
not his last name, but
he's Yeager online.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
Yeager.
Yeah,
Okay.
nice. Nice.
But we did a bench press contest last year at Core 24, and we were doing our body weight for reps, right? So Cody goes up there. He did 50 because he weighed like 205. Just
That's
50
insane,
reps,
yeah.
man. Just cruising.
I thought
so
he
when
was
I
a
watched
188
that,
or yeah.
He might. I think he was in
Or 183,
but
something
he'll
like that,
or
okay,
something like
yeah.
that. But he's up there. He's just fucking going, man. I'm like, I'm not gonna beat 50.
Yeah.
So of
50
course
reps.
I'm
How
just
much
like,
weight?
he was like 195, 200 ish at that time.
How
So he
much
did
weight was
50
on the
reps.
bar?
200 pounds. It was his body
Jesus.
weight. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you put your body
Damn.
weight on the bar. I think at that time I was like 240, 245, and I was just like, there's no way I'm beating that. So I just did reverse grip. I got like
Yeah.
26. So I was
Nice.
just like, I got to
Nice.
do something, man. There's no way I'm winning that.
That's still impressive, though, man.
Yeah.
I think
I just have to have the shock factor.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, what is he
Okay.
doing? I don't know. Figuring it out.
More pec activation, bro.
That's right, that's
You know?
right. That's
But anyway, guys, yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks
Yeah.
for listening. Hopefully the audio is not too bad from the MacBook today, but we appreciate you and see you next time.